Going to look at some footage this afternoon of a crazed man walking down the street in Belfast in the Holy Lands area, destroying cars, ripping off wing mirrors, throwing them at the windscreens, kicking cars, vandalizing cars, just going about his business. As you do. People are videoing this, shouting out at him, stop doing that. And someone even phones the police. And when they're speaking to the police, they're asked to give a description of the man. Now, when you give a description of someone, if I was to ask you to describe me, the first thing you would say is probably not, he's wearing a black t-shirt. No, you would say, if you could see me, he's a stunningly handsome specimen, 6'3", built like a Greek god, looks absolutely fantastic. He's white, he's wearing a black t-shirt and a nice pair of trousers. That's probably how you would describe me if you've been drinking heavily. But you would put together a description of my height, my general build, my skin color, male, 6 feet, 5'3", well built, fat, black, white, Asian, and then maybe you would describe what I was wearing. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. People are shying away from describing a potential perpetrator's skin color. Unless, of course, they're of a certain skin color, in which case the newspapers are very happy to include that information right off the bat. And just interestingly, as I was looking up information concerning this guy in particular to see if it had been reported on, I can't find this anywhere. But what I did find was another series of armed robberies at knife point that had taken place in Belfast, and there was very detailed descriptions. Everything except for one thing was included. I'm just wondering, when did this all change? So let's look at this footage first of all. This crazed man going on a rampage in a Belfast street, and you can tell me what you think as we observe him doing his business. So if you were asked to describe, you were in a call saying, there's someone smashing up my car. There's someone smashing up my car. Okay, how would you describe this? And we'll send a unit out straight away. It's the first thing you would say. How would you describe this perpetrator, potential perpetrator?
He's stopping. He was really well off. Bring the police.
There it goes again. Number 3.
Emergency.
Someone's car. Someone's paid for that car. Someone's worked for that car. Someone's taxing that car. Someone probably needs that car to go to work or to go to study or to go to look after a relative, maybe to get about. This savage is just strutting down the street, wrecking cars. At least someone phones the police.
Hey, yo!
A police, please.
Dude!
Thank you.
There he is.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's some guy on Cromwell Road in Belfast, Holy Lands, ripping off every car, wind mirror, like down the street.
Okay, right, sorry, right, slow down for me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Slow down, says the police operator. What's happening again? I think she said there's some guy walking down the street tearing off wing mirrors. I mean, how much slower does she have to be for this call operative to pick up what she's saying?
Yeah,
What's the
okay.
address? What's the location?
It's Cromwell Road, like Holy Lands area.
Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm in my flat looking out the window.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
There he goes.
Right, and it's
Now she's going to ask for a description of the perpetrator. Listen to what she says.
Male damaging cars.
Yeah, some guy in a
Are they
red,
parked cars? Yeah,
Yeah.
right, sorry. Is it parked cars?
every single parked car on the road, yeah.
There's been about 4.
Okay. Do you have a description of him?
He's wearing a red jumper.
Can you describe him? He's wearing a red jumper. That's a great description. She goes on to say he's wearing a pair of black jeans, which he wasn't. I think his jeans were blue, unless I'm mistaken. What's that to go on? He's wearing a red jumper. Is that how you would describe this person in the first instance? Like I said, apply it to me. You said someone asked you, did you see that video? No risk, no reward put up? Yeah, I did. I haven't seen this guy before. How would you describe him? Well, he wears a black t-shirt. It's not a description of me. But anyway, this is another story that I found as I was looking into this one. Okay. And it's nothing to do, as far as I know, let me be clear, it's got nothing to do with the guy who was wrecking the cars in that street. It's got nothing to do with him. But in principle, when asked for a description of the perpetrator, look at this. And this was just published today, this morning. Belfast Live: hunt for a man armed with a knife police believe is behind 3 robberies in 24 hours. The incidents took place in the area between Ormo Road and Stranmillis. So it's not a million miles away from where the cars were being smashed up. But again, I reiterate, I'm not saying it was the guy in the video. I'm not saying that. But look at how the perpetrators described. Detective Sergeant Lehman said, we received a report at 9:05 on Wednesday, the 30th of July. That's just 2 days ago. A man had entered an off license on Sunnyside Street. He told the staff to hand over money from the till. So he spoke to the staff before threatening them with a knife. He then made up with a sum of cash in a brown paper bag, headed towards Haywood Avenue. Now listen, the suspect is described as being around 6 feet tall, medium build, wearing Adidas hoodie, which had red upper arms and 3 white stripes, a red hood pulled tight around his face, also black tracksuit bottoms, black and white trainers, along with sunglasses and black gloves. Well, if staff could see, and I'm sure there was some skin visible, maybe they should have said he was a white guy. He was a white guy and he spoke with a Belfast accent. Would you not include that also? Because a lot of people are running around in sports gear. You might be thinking, could it be him? Maybe it's him. Well, no, because that guy's not white, so it couldn't be him. So why omit these details? If the guy spoke, he would have spoke with a Belfast accent, maybe. He could have been white. But why omit that information? That's important information, is it not? Another incident took place on the 31st of July. That was yesterday at around 1:45 in the afternoon at an off license on Stranmillis Road, when again a man threatened staff with a knife before demanding cash and made off in the direction of Stranmillis Park. DS Lehman said the male, oh, he's a man, entered the store at around 1:45 and did the business. He's described as being 5'10", tall, of average build, with a dark beard. So at least you could see his beard, his dark beard. He was wearing a red and blue hoodie with the hood tied across his face, with navy jogging bottoms and a dark colored glove. Just one glove, with light sections on his right hand. So again, very specific. But if he threatened staff and demanded cash, that means he spoke. So where's the description even to say, look, he spoke with an English accent? He spoke with a Dublin accent. He spoke with a Belfast accent. He spoke with an African accent. He spoke with a French accent. He spoke, didn't he? Why not use the description? He was white, 6 foot tall. He was an Asian. He was black. Why omit these details? Why omit these details? Are people afraid now? Are they so afraid of being labeled that they're afraid to say, you know, I have no problem if I commit a crime and someone wants to describe me. I have no problem with being described as white. It's what I am. It would help me being caught. It would narrow down the list of potential suspects if someone was out scouring the streets looking for me, and I'm using myself as an example. But anyway, man walking down the street wrecking cars, will he ever be caught? He looked sober to me. He looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. This is just my opinion. Guy was crazy. Crazy. What if he had met a person? What if somebody had came out to him? Yes, him. What would have happened next? Will we ever hear about this again? Or will it just disappear away, never to be seen or discussed? I'm just throwing it out there. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are below. It's information a little scant these days when it comes to certain people, but we get a lot of information when it comes to other people in reporting. Should it not be equal? Are we not all equal? Should the same rules not apply to everybody? Is that not what they're pushing for? Seems to be one rule for me, but not for they, or for they, but not for me, whichever way you want to look at it. But tell me what you think below. Share this content. Feel free to do so. Dissect it, throw it out there, get people talking, and share it also in your social media groups, your Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups. Stick it in an email. Do whatever you want with it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. But for now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.